Hi, Jerry Stringer again with Timber and Beam Workshop. And I've been working on a project that we haven't been filming. It's a deal, an order that came in that I had to get done pretty quickly, so we didn't really have time to video it. And we're at the stage right now. This is a pistol case. It's going to be for a very high dollar pistol, engraved and being presented to somebody really cool. But anyway, I was asked to build the case. And I don't care how good you are, how many things you've built, for how many years you've been doing it, you're going to be in the middle of a good project and all of a sudden things go south on you. And it happened with me. This case will actually be, the top will lift up, but if you'll look at it, you'll notice that right here where the hinge goes, the brass screw has broken off down inside the hole. Great. So now I'm in the position of I can just put it all together, put some epoxy under here and move on and let it go. I can't do that. That's not my style. So we're going to remove this screw. Going to insert a piece of dowel rod into it, cut it off, actually put some new wood in, put a different screw into that one, and do it the way it should be fixed. And I'm gonna be upfront with you. I have never done this before. So if there's a major screw up on it, you're going to get to see it. Stick with us, it'll be fun. To give you an overview of what we're looking at, this is actually the lid of the pistol display case. And when you look at it, you see this groove right here. Well, this is designed for the glass to actually, have a place to stay so that it's over the top of the case. You can see everything through it. But the way that it's constructed, if you'll see all these screws, these 4 pieces will actually unscrew and come out. If you break the glass, scratch it or whatever, and you were to build it to where they were encased in there as you built it, you're stuck. You can't get the glass out. You can't fix it without building a new top. This way you can take the screws out and replace a piece of glass if you have to and move on. Hopefully you don't run into the problem we do with a broken screw, but we won't with that. So anyway, it's made out, it's finished out to where I have a rounded edge here, a rounded edge here. So as you look at it from the top, it gives you a completely finished look from the outside. So that's what we're doing. The screw that we're having to deal with here, I went to Woodcraft. I spend a lot of money with Woodcraft and Rockler both, but Woodcraft has what's called a screw extractor. It's a 1/4 inch extractor. The process is, and I'm told is, and remember, I've never done this before, so I'm learning as you do. You start off using a 1/4 inch screw to drill the hole as a starter hole, not very deep, but you can use it to align this tool, and as you are turning it in the drill, you're actually cutting a circle around the broken screw as it goes down, if that makes sense. We're going to end up with a pedestal with the screw in the middle of it and a groove all the way around it. Then we break that out, install a 1/4 inch piece of a dowel rod in it, glue it in, then we could re-drill that and put the screw that goes in here into that. Once it's all put together, with the hinges, the way they sit, you'll never see it. These are side rail hinges that are from Brusso, B-R-U-S-S-O. The wood's been inletted for them to lay in there, and they're smooth across the front. These are, I'm going to tell you, they're not cheap, but they're worth every penny. Anytime I do a box, it's going to be a high-end box, I always put Brusso hinges on it. You never have any problem with them not fitting. The fit is perfect. They're made out of high-grade brass. They're polished, they're beautiful, and I highly recommend them for doing a high-end box that you're going to do. So let's see if we can get a hole drilled there a little bit and start to take that out. To use this tool, you have to have a little bit of a pilot hole according to the instructions, and it's recommended that you take this is the 1/4 inch extraction tool, so you take a 1/4 inch drill bit, kind of get a little starter hole. The problem I'm having here is because it's broke off so close to the top, I'm not sure how much of a starter hole I can get, but I am going to go ahead and see if I can get some sort of starter hole going, and that would be right here. Don't want to hurry into this. Yeah, it's not bouncing around, that's a good thing. And it slid off of the metal one, so that's as deep as I'm going to try to go. But I have a starter hole at least. Got a little chip out. It'll be underneath the hinge. That's not going to hurt. It's going to look great when it's done. I have full confidence this is going to work. We'll switch over to the extraction tool. Now this has to go about halfway down to get past the screw. So let's see what happens. I'm a little nervous. Not bouncing too bad. This is doable. Oh man, that's going in like silk now. And I don't want to go any deeper. I think that's about as far as I can go. I wonder if a pair of needle nose pliers grabbing that would break it. So I've got a kind of a heavy duty pair of short needle nose pliers. I'm wondering if I can take it and twist it and pull it out. Let's see if that's going to work. Oh. Viola, it works. We now have our screw removed. With a little luck, that'll fit. I'm using some 180 grit sandpaper to reduce the diameter just a little bit because it's a pretty tight fit. I don't want to cram it in there and break that glue joint. So I want it to be a snug fit, but it doesn't have to be perfectly tight fit. Let me see how far that is in there. I want to make a little mark on it and pull it right back out. So let me cut that off right there. Put a little wood glue on it, and we're good to go. A smidgen long, but I'm okay with that. Let me get the glue. Tight bond. So, put a little bit of glue in there. Doesn't need to be a whole lot. This should be plenty. Take this, kind of twist it a little bit, work it in. I'm gonna get a little punch. Yeah, that goes in there great. I don't want to overdo it. Just get it in there deep enough to where the glue will keep it in place. Okay, our glue's set. Now we're getting ready to, I've got a chisel and going to work it down to get this down to level with the bottom of the channel that we cut for the hinge. Might be a little sloppy at times. I'm not a good chisel guy, but I can break it pretty easy. Now I don't want to push off the end of it because it'll break that piece out. So I'm going to turn this around and take it from the other side so I get this in place. With this side, just working it back and forth, though it doesn't go nuts on me and break off. Just work side to side. And that little scratch, I'm not worried about it. I'll hit it with some 220 sandpaper because I've still got to put the finish coat of lacquer on it. 220 sandpaper, when I hit it with the last coat of lacquer, that'll disappear. That's why I love lacquer for a finish. It's fixable. I evidently used the wrong drill bit for a pilot hole, and it was too small. Then when you try to put a little pressure on a brass screw, it breaks. That piece out right there. Just fit. That's level. So now when I mark that right there and put It's a little off center. The screw doesn't care, it's just looking for wood. I'll drill a pilot hole there, one big enough, put a screw in it, except, actually I won't put a screw in it. I'll use a gimlet, a tool I've never heard of before. We're going to show it to you here in just a second. Okay, we've got the dowel rod glued in. Again, I'm not worried about these scratches. They're going to go away when I put the last coat of lacquer on it. This fits well. It's flush like it should be. I've got it marked for the hole for the next screw. I've got a drill bit, probably smaller than it needs to be, but the one I'm going to use for now. Come right on top of that. Start off slow, and we're off. Letting it clean itself out. Now I'm going to show you a cool little tool that, to be honest with you, I did not know existed until just a few days ago when I talked to them at Woodcraft. It's called a gimlet. It looks like an 1800s tool, but it's made out of twisted wire, and you can buy them in for screws like size 2, 4, 6, and 8. I think the kit at Woodcraft is like $6 or $7. It's pretty cheap, to be honest with you. Size 4 screws, which is what these are, as you can see, you have the screws already cut into the end of this, and its job is to go in and put the screw holes in there for you. And the cool thing about that is you're doing it, if you start feeling it to be a little tight for you, back out, get a little larger drill bit, go back in and re-drill it, and you're not going to break a screw. It's not really going in like I'd want it to because I need to put a little pressure on it. I don't want to put too much pressure. I don't want to pop my joint open. But it's going fine now. I can feel it pulling it right down into it. And not only is it pulling it down in it, it's cutting the screw holes at the same time. Back out. Now I have the hole drilled for the screw. Okay, they're both fitting just fine. The hinges are going to work. These are going to come back out anyway. I've got to put another coat of lacquer on it, and that'll take care of this. But the broken screw is gone. We can now put a different screw in there, and it's actually holding now instead of just looking like it's there. So that's going to finish us up for this part of it. So it's been a good day. Thanks for watching this, and please go down at the bottom and like it and subscribe to us, and you'll get to see more of our foolishness. Looking forward to seeing you back. Thank you.